Hello everyone. Camilla's fury has unleashed a glimpse into the power struggle behind palace doors, revealing the crumbling facade of the royal family. The recent drama surrounding Camilla's explosive reaction to Prince William's secret power move has exposed the deep-seated tensions that simmer beneath the polished surface of the British monarchy. Now, as Queen Consort, Camilla has always been a contentious figure within the royal family, and this latest episode only reinforces her reputation as a divisive force. What makes this situation even more intriguing and troubling is the complex power dynamics at play, with King Charles caught in the middle, blindsided by his son's strategic maneuvering and his wife's fierce outburst. Prince William's bold and secretive strategy has been described by insiders as a direct assertion of his readiness to take on a more central role in the monarchy, one that seems to be bringing him closer to the throne. With each passing day, William's growing popularity, coupled with the public's admiration for Catherine, Princess of Wales, has positioned him for unprecedented influence. This isn't just about ceremonial duties, it's about shaping the future of the monarchy and positioning himself as the face of a modernized royal family. William's actions are not simply those of a dutiful heir biding his time, they are the calculated steps of a leader preparing for a future where his influence could even eclipse that of his father and stepmother. His decisions, made without consulting senior royals, including King Charles and Camilla, have sent shockwaves through the palace, signaling that he is ready to take charge sooner than expected. For Camilla, this maneuver poses a direct threat. She has spent years solidifying her position within the royal family, working hard to shed her controversial past and gain acceptance from the public. However, William's actions haven't just shaken her sense of security, they have ignited fears that her carefully crafted role within the monarchy is at risk of being diminished. This isn't just about losing influence, it's about being sidelined in a family that has already struggled to fully embrace her. Camilla's reaction to William's power play has been described as nothing short of volcanic. Known for keeping her temper in check publicly, her behind-the-scenes response was reportedly filled with anger and frustration, laced with deeply personal undertones. Sources close to the palace suggest that Camilla feels blindsided not only by William's actions, but also by the fact that such significant decisions were made without her involvement. It's as if her worst fears are coming true. She will forever be seen as an outsider, excluded from the inner circle of royal decision-making. The Queen Consort's fury is not just a reaction to a single event, it's the culmination of years of feeling marginalized and fighting to secure her place. Despite her title, Camilla has often been seen as the other woman, someone whose presence has been tolerated rather than fully accepted. Her ascent to Queen Consort was a hard-won battle, but William's boldness threatens to undo the delicate balance she and Charles have worked so hard to establish. Camilla's outburst clearly indicates how precarious she feels her position is. While she may hold the title, she lacks the public's unwavering support, something William and Catherine have in abundance. This isn't just about losing influence, it's about being erased from the royal narrative. The realization that William, the golden boy of the royal family, could so easily overshadow her hard-fought place has ignited a sense of insecurity that is difficult to quell. King Charles' reaction to the unfolding drama has been one of shock and dismay. Despite his own aspirations for a renewed monarchy under his reign, Charles did not anticipate his son's sudden grab for power or the extent of the tension it would create within his own household. Charles has always envisioned a gradual transition of power, one where he could guide and mentor William into the role of king. However, William's unilateral decision-making suggests a desire to speed up this timeline. This has caught Charles completely off guard, leaving him in an unenviable position, stuck between his assertive wife, who feels threatened and angry, and his ambitious son, who is clearly ready to take the reins after a man who has spent decades preparing for his moment in the spotlight. This internal family conflict is both a personal and professional blow. Charles' carefully laid plans for a united family front are being dismantled before his eyes, and he is struggling to maintain control. His inability to foresee or mitigate this crisis highlights the broader challenges he faces as a monarch. While Charles's reign was always going to be complicated by the shadow of his mother, Queen Elizabeth II, he now confronts a battle within his own family that threatens to destabilize his legacy. His wife's outburst and his son's boldness are not just personal conflicts, they are public spectacles that risk undermining the monarchy's already fragile stability. Camilla's current predicament serves as a stark reminder of how tenuous her position within the royal family truly is. Despite her title, she has never been able to fully shake off the stigma of her past or win over a significant portion of the public. Her journey from mistress to queen consort has been marred by scandal, and although she has worked tirelessly to present a dignified and supportive front, her path has been anything but smooth. This latest conflict with William only highlights the fragility of her hold on power. Camilla's anger isn't just about being left out of the loop, it's about the fear that her influence is fading. Her role as queen consort was never a given, it was a concession, a title that came with conditions and expectations. Now that William is poised to step into a more prominent role, Camilla's place in the hierarchy is under threat. This tension is particularly palpable because Camilla's relationship with William has never been very warm. While outward appearances suggest civility, there has always been an underlying strain that has only intensified over time. William's loyalty to his mother, Princess Diana, and his discomfort with the circumstances of his father's remarriage have always lingered beneath the surface in his relationship with Camilla. This latest power struggle has brought those simmering tensions to the forefront, creating a volatile dynamic that could easily spill over into public view. The public's reaction to this royal drama has largely favored William and Catherine, whose modern approach to royal duties has earned them widespread admiration. The couple's focus on mental health, environmental issues, and hands-on parenting resonates with a new generation of royal watchers who see them as a refreshing departure from the stuffy traditions of the past. William's bold move is seen by many as a necessary step toward ensuring the monarchy's relevance in the 21st century. Camilla, however, has not been granted the same grace despite her years of service. The public's perception of her remains colored by her past, and her recent outburst only reinforces the narrative of a woman more concerned with preserving her own power than supporting the broader goals of the monarchy. Her anger at being sidelined by William's actions comes across as petty and self-serving, further alienating a public that has never fully embraced her. For Camilla, this is a losing battle. While she may hold the title of queen consort, she lacks the emotional connection with the public that is crucial in the age of social media and 24/7 news cycles. William and Catherine's popularity is not just a challenge to her position, it's a direct threat to her legacy. Every misstep and display of temper only deepens the divide between Camilla and a public that remains largely indifferent to her plight. This latest conflict between Camilla and William raises serious questions about the future of the monarchy. With King Charles caught in the middle and the royal household in disarray, the image of a united front is rapidly unraveling. The monarchy's strength has always been its ability to project stability and continuity, but internal divisions threaten to shatter that facade. The pressing question now is how the family will navigate these turbulent waters. Can Charles broker peace between his wife and his son, or will this power struggle continue to escalate? Will William's ambitions be tempered by the need to preserve family unity, or will he push forward with his plans regardless of the fallout? And where does this leave Camilla, whose role within the family seems more precarious than ever? The monarchy's ability to adapt to the modern world has always depended on its capacity for reinvention. However, with each new scandal and every public display of discord, that task becomes increasingly difficult. The family's internal power struggles are not just personal squabbles, they are existential threats to an institution that relies on public trust and loyalty to survive. If the royals cannot manage their own conflicts, how can they hope to maintain their relevance in a rapidly changing world? Camilla now faces a critical decision. Should she continue to push back against William's rise, risking further division within the family, or should she find a way to adapt to her new reality? Her already fragile reputation cannot withstand much more damage. A public power struggle with the immensely popular William is a battle she's unlikely to win, and any further displays of anger or resentment will only serve to alienate her further from both her family and the public. To preserve what remains of her standing, she may need to rethink her approach. Camilla may need to adopt a more conciliatory approach, finding ways to support William's ascent rather than viewing it as a direct threat. This will require a level of humility and self-awareness that has not always been her strong suit. It will mean stepping back from the spotlight and accepting a diminished role within the family, something that may be difficult for a woman who has spent decades fighting for recognition and respect. However, if Camilla can navigate this delicate situation with grace, she has the opportunity to redefine her legacy by embracing her role as a supportive figure rather than a rival. She could help bridge the generational divide within the family and contribute to a more unified and forward-looking monarchy. But this will require her to set aside personal grievances and prioritize the greater good, something that has often been a challenge for the queen consort. Camilla's recent outburst against William's secret power play clearly underscores her vulnerability in a royal landscape where the stakes have never been higher. This conflict reveals far more than just a family dispute. It exposes the delicate and volatile dynamics within the royal family that could threaten the very foundation of King Charles' reign. Camilla's furious reaction to William's bold maneuver isn't merely a sign of anger, it's a cry from a queen consort who feels increasingly isolated within the royal family. Unlike William and Catherine, who have built a strong alliance and a formidable public image, Camilla lacks a loyal base within both the royal household and the broader public. Her reputation has always been precarious, and with each new conflict, she finds herself further estranged from the family she fought so hard to join. Camilla's isolation is exacerbated by her fraught relationships with other senior royals, many of whom remain skeptical of her motivations and resentful of her influence over King Charles. Princess Anne, known for her no-nonsense approach and deep loyalty to the crown, has often voiced her opposition to Camilla's role, viewing her as an outsider who has never fully earned her place. Even Prince Edward and Sophie, Countess of Wessex, who have traditionally stayed out of family drama, are rumored to keep their distance, preferring to align themselves more closely with William and Catherine. Without a strong support network, Camilla's outbursts and power plays are seen less as strategic moves and more as desperate attempts to assert control. Her lack of allies within the palace leaves her vulnerable, and this latest clash with William only highlights how fragile her position truly is. While she may hold the title of queen consort, she is increasingly alone, fighting battles that seem more about personal survival than the good of the monarchy. One of the unspoken but ever-present shadows in this family drama is the legacy of Princess Diana. For Camilla, every misstep and every public display of anger is inevitably compared to the grace and enduring popularity of Diana, whose memory looms large over the royal family. No matter how much time passes, Camilla's actions are scrutinized through the lens of her past role in the Charles, Diana, and Camilla love triangle. This latest conflict with William only reopens old wounds. William's protective stance toward his mother's memory is no secret. His loyalty to Diana's legacy is unwavering, and it's clear that any move he makes is influenced by his desire to honor her. Camilla, on the other hand, is forever haunted by her past, unable to fully escape the role she played in the dissolution of Charles and Diana's marriage. This clash with William is not just a political power struggle, it's a deeply personal battle between a son who is fiercely protective of his mother's legacy and a stepmother who still carries the stigma of being the other woman. Camilla's inability to move beyond these past dynamics fuels much of her anger and insecurity. She knows that in the court of public opinion, she will never be able to eclipse Diana's legacy, and this realization only intensifies her desire to carve out her own space within the royal narrative. Whenever she reacts with anger or frustration, it only deepens the idea that she's still battling with a memory, something she can never truly overcome. The tension between Camilla and Catherine, Princess of Wales, often flies under the radar but plays a key part in the ongoing power dynamics. Catherine's growing popularity and steady rise in the royal family have placed her in line to become the next queen. Unlike Camilla, she has gained the public's admiration through her grace, commitment, and efforts to bring a fresh image to the monarchy. Catherine's spotless reputation and strong family values highlight what Camilla's public image lacks, fueling a quiet but significant rivalry between the two. Camilla's response to William's decisions is, in part, driven by her view of Catherine as a threat. While Catherine is patient and subtly influential, Camilla's more forceful approach often seems out of step and overly ambitious. The difference between their public images couldn't be more striking. Catherine represents the future of the monarchy, while Camilla is often seen as a reminder of a more controversial and complicated past. Camilla's frustration with Catherine's smooth rise is clear. While Camilla has spent years trying to rebuild her reputation, Catherine's rise has been quick and graceful. Backed by her relatable nature and strong partnership with William, Camilla's anger isn't just about losing influence, it's about watching someone else effortlessly achieve what she has worked so hard to attain. This silent rivalry adds more drama to an already tense royal scene, revealing Camilla's deep fear of being overshadowed. Her intense reaction to William's secret move isn't just a family disagreement, it's a reflection of a monarchy struggling to maintain a united image. For King Charles, this tension between his wife and his heir is a heavy blow to the picture of stability he seeks to project. Since taking the throne, Charles has worked hard to present the monarchy as a symbol of continuity and tradition. However, the power struggles within the family show a much more complicated reality. Charles' reign was always going to be difficult, as he must balance modernizing the monarchy while upholding its core traditions. But the ongoing conflict between Camilla and William risks derailing those efforts, painting a picture of a monarchy that is divided and struggling. For Charles, the challenge isn't just about managing his wife's ambitions and his son's rising influence, it's about keeping the family united despite these internal rivalries that threaten to tear them apart. This conflict has serious consequences for the monarchy's future. If the public starts to see the royal family as divided, it could weaken trust and support for the institution. Camilla's reaction to William's power move only adds to the image of a monarchy caught up in petty arguments and personal grudges. Far from the ideals of public service and unity the monarchy is meant to embody, King Charles now faces the challenge of managing conflicting personalities within his own household. This could prove to be the biggest test of his leadership. While much of the attention has focused on Camilla's emotional response, it's worth considering that her reaction may be more strategic. Camilla is no novice when it comes to palace politics, and her outburst could be a calculated effort to assert her influence and remind everyone, family and public alike, that she's not a figurehead to be dismissed. Her anger, though real, might also be a deliberate show of strength, signaling that she won't be pushed aside without a fight. Camilla's defiance shows that she's not willing to fade quietly into the background, even as the monarchy's attention shifts to the younger generation. Her outburst may in fact be a bold move to claim her place in the royal hierarchy and force both Charles and William to recognize her presence. It's a risky move, one that could backfire by pushing her further away from the family, but it also shows Camilla's determination to stay relevant. This bold stance, however, threatens to deepen the cracks in an already fragile family dynamic. By directly challenging William, Camilla positions herself as an opponent to the future king, a stance unlikely to win her favor with the public or within the palace. Her defiance might earn her some short-term attention, but it also solidifies her image as a disruptive force in the family rather than a unifying one. Camilla's intense reaction to William's power play has been a goldmine for the media, which thrives on royal drama and scandal. Every headline and tabloid story only adds fuel to the fire, portraying Camilla as an enraged, unstable figure struggling to hold on to power. For someone who has spent years trying to repair her public image, this latest conflict is a public relations nightmare playing right into the hands of her critics. The media's portrayal of Camilla as jealous and bitter only reinforces the public's lingering doubts about her role in the monarchy. The optics of this situation are disastrous for her. Instead of being seen as a supportive queen consort, she's painted as a divisive figure more focused on her own status than the well-being of the monarchy. The narrative practically writes itself: Camilla versus William, the scheming stepmother against the beloved future king. This media frenzy only deepens the family divide. Every leaked story and insider quote adds to the mounting tension. For Camilla, this negative press is more than just embarrassing, it's a serious threat to her legacy and her position within the family. Her response to William's power move, while it may have felt justified in the moment, has only reinforced her image as the eternal outsider, a label she has worked hard to shed. Her outburst and the fallout that followed reveal a woman fighting desperately to secure her place in a monarchy that seems more and more ready to move forward without her. Despite all her efforts to reshape her image and cement her role, Camilla's legacy remains fragile, overshadowed by past scandals and ongoing conflicts. This latest drama with William only highlights how uncertain her position truly is. If Camilla's actions are driven by fear, it's the fear of being erased from a royal story that has never fully embraced her. She has spent decades fighting for her place, but William's rise and Catherine's growing influence threaten to push her back into the shadows. Her legacy, already complicated by her past, is now in danger of being defined more by her conflicts than her contributions. Camilla faces a clear challenge. She must learn to navigate the changing dynamics of the royal family without giving in to anger or resentment. Her reaction to William's power move may have been instinctive, but it has also revealed the deep insecurities that continue to shape her role as queen consort. If Camilla hopes to leave a positive legacy within the monarchy, she must handle these internal rivalries with grace, humility, and the wisdom to step back when needed. Looking at her ongoing struggles within the royal family, it's easy to see her as a figure trapped by insecurities and past mistakes. For years, she fought fiercely for acceptance, transforming from scandal-ridden mistress to queen consort. But instead of using her hard-earned position to bring unity and strengthen the monarchy, Camilla seems caught in a constant battle to assert her relevance, often at the cost of others. Her outbursts and reactive behavior highlight a deep fear of being sidelined and overshadowed by the younger, more beloved royals like William and Catherine. Rather than embracing her role with grace and using her influence to support the family, she appears more focused on holding on to her power in a way that seems increasingly desperate. Camilla's clashes with William, driven by jealousy and fear, are not only damaging to her image but also harmful to the entire royal institution. It's frustrating to see someone who has already defied the odds by becoming queen consort still behaving as if she's constantly fighting for her survival. After all she's endured to secure her place, her actions suggest that she's more focused on protecting her fragile position than on building a meaningful legacy. Instead of being remembered as the person who overcame controversy to support the crown, Camilla risks being seen as a divisive figure, allowing her personal insecurities to dictate her behavior. In my opinion, Camilla's greatest obstacle isn't the public, the media, or even William, it's herself. She needs to let go of the need to constantly assert her position and instead focus on embracing her role with grace and purpose. To truly support the monarchy, Camilla needs to stop trying to constantly prove her worth and focus on what she can contribute. As long as she views every action by the younger royals as a threat, she will remain trapped in a cycle of resentment and drama that benefits no one, least of all herself. Camilla has the potential to play an important role in the future of the monarchy, but that will only happen if she steps back, lets go of old rivalries, and finally finds peace with her place in history. Now, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please comment below to share your opinion with me and everyone else. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Goodbye, and see you next time.